Travel can be glamorized. You know, it can be, people see the glitz and glamours of it. But how does it really feel for you guys on the body, on the mental?
I hate traveling, to be honest with you. when I am done playing basketball, I will be in one place. I genuinely think because we do it so much, I'm just like over living out of suitcases most of the time. I hate switching beds. I think there's like a subconscious mental, like being in a different hotel and safety thing. I'm like, oh, the latches are on, all the locks are on. You know what I mean? Like you're not eating your own food, you're not at home, but sleep always it falters during the season. The charter is a great aspect of what we get to do now, but it also means that we're flying home after every game. Yep. So you're getting home around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and that's when you want to just be like in your bed, because you get off the plane, you get on a bus, then you got to get back to your house. It's a whole process.
It really hit me when I was a rookie and we had to do a West Coast trip. You guys know we're going to like 3 different cities in like 10 days. And a lot of people don't understand that time zone difference.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Be affecting you so bad. Either you have to plan out your sleep on the charter or you have to stay up so you're not going to sleep too early. Obviously, I love traveling, going to different cities, especially on the international level. I have so many great relationships with different athletes from all over the world, but the downside of it is it takes a big toll on our body.
I'm a big schedule person. Like I like constant, you know, and obviously with our lifestyle, that's impossible. I like sleeping on the same bed. I like the same, you know, I like my air up. People like to sleep in 20 degrees. I like about 23 degrees, 24.
No way.
Wait.
That's just me. But yeah,
12
I like
hours,
constant.
12 hours.
Yeah, exactly. I
12 hours.
I like having my eye mask. I like having the right
for you.
blanket, and it's really hard doing that when we're always traveling.
Yeah.
So you know, I try to pack light, but I have a lot of things in my duffel when it comes to just having the proper setup for when I'm sleeping. And
The
napping.
duffel now, huh? Because I feel like when we first met you, it was all in your hands. You had
It
the
was.
blanket,
I mean,
the eye mask was ready before we even got on the plane.
I'm working on that. You know,
Okay,
we're still not there, but
we're
it's
growing.
getting better.
So we've now flown to the new city, we've landed, we've gone to the hotels, done our practices, our shoot-arounds, we're going to the game. What's the non-negotiable for you before you step on the floor?
I need a time for myself. I need to unwind. Like I'm an introvert, as you guys know, and I need time to myself. I need to lay down. I need to doom scroll. I need to listen to music. I need to do my stretches. But just a lot of time to unwind and kind of be to myself before I get into the big arenas and have to be more extroverted, more talkative, be more aggressive, and all those things. So it's kind of like a shape shift. Like you go from one character being by yourself, and then you're going out to the world where you're like a different person and an alter ego in a sense.
One thing for me is fueling my body. So I'm a big back and I love I'm not ashamed. Yeah, I gotta make sure I eat before anything because that really gets my energy to 10. But I also agree with you too. I feel like I journal a lot just because I like to just clear my mind of anything negative, any doubts, any worries. Rather just put it on paper and just forget about it instead of carrying that into the game because, you want to be a great teammate. You're putting on a show, you got a job to do and you got to be able to perform. So I agree with you with that like little pocket, that little window you have to just breathe through it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Naturally, you wouldn't think so. I'm naturally an introvert, but I'm an extrovert when I'm around human beings because I think I can feed off of their energy, but I also like bring the energy, I guess, at times. Yeah. The thing that is most important is the stretching. And I never thought I would say that in my life. I really genuinely thought I was always gonna be that person that could just walk on the floor. Now it's a safety thing in my head. And post ACL, I'm like, I need to make sure every single part of my body is activated and ready to go. And if I get into a compromising position, which I did when I tore my ACL, that the right muscles are gonna turn on at the right time to kind of save you, right? And it's all very subconscious for athletes. I usually shoot very close to the end of warm-ups. So I have like a 45 to an hour window of stretching. And it's kind of my me time because sometimes I'm in there by myself and I'm just rolling through my routine. And then sometimes I'll have teammates in there and I'll be like, so what's up with you today? How you feeling? We like check in with each other.
No, we know. But I do love that about you. You're always, it's the same. No matter where we are, no matter what type of game it is, you have a routine. It's
just basketball. These are like same basketball hoops.
Yeah.
Hoops the same height, ball's the same. Well, unless you're playing internationally, it's a different ball. But for the most part, I know part of my job in life is to like glue, make everybody feel like they're comfortable to be their little quirky, weird selves because I'm quirky and weird. So I'm like, I'm
glad you said it.
I know it, and You're a big back. I'm quirky and weird. Okay, here we go.
LA?
Self-proclaimed. What are you proclaiming?
Introvert.
Introvert.
Okay. I think the most important question that a lot of people have for athletes of our caliber is like, how do we protect and prioritize our sleep on the road?
For me, I know if I'm watching shows or I'm doom scrolling and the lights are off, I'm stimulating my mind too much.
Wow.
So when it goes to going to sleep, like I can doom scroll or I can watch a show, I can read a book, all with the lights on. And then the moment I turn my lights off, I try to turn everything else off so that I'm not keeping myself awake, especially on the road, because if it's a different room or city or bed, like I'm gonna already feel a little uncomfortable. I do not sleep at that temperature. And I can't even think about what it is in Celsius right now, which makes me feel bad as a Canadian, but I sleep at like 68 Fahrenheit. Like I'm low. I know my little quirks about what I need, and it's gotta be cold. And if I read before bed, I'm instantaneously gonna fall asleep right away, which is my number one goal.
I think for me is being like blunt and having a good people around you. Like, you can't be calling me at midnight, 1 a.m. I can't help you at that point. Just being really like a person with big priorities and a big routine, because I know how it is to stay up at 2 a.m. and then trying to roll over and play a game the next day. It's not the best for me or for anybody around me. So having your priorities straight is something that, as an athlete, obviously you have to be very serious about.
For me, it's just like planning. Before we go on to the road trip or we're traveling, I just like to see what the schedule is, practice schedule, when I need to eat, when I should eat, and also when I need to sleep. And then everything in between, treatment time, we can kind of just like plug it in. But I'm definitely a planner, and if something pops up unexpectedly, not gonna be a happy camper, because I'm like, I already got it set down. No, unless it's on the schedule, but yes. But if it just pops up, no, I need like a day in advance for sure.
You guys are all growing up.
I know, look at us.
You guys are so grown up. I feel like I'm babies. Oh my God. It's crazy.